Cereal time, cereal time, cereal time, whoa.
And I come back to
I'm thinking I'm back!
What's up, cereal heads? Today we're going to talk about some new cereals that have hit shelves this year in 2024. Now before I start, let me give a quick shout out to all the patrons watching this video. I'm excited to make some new cereal time videos here once a month for those true dedicated cereal heads, and I really appreciate the support. It allows me some breathing room and space to make the content that I want to make at the pace that I want to do it. And I also look forward to doing some giveaways and talking about cereal with some fellow cereal heads during the lives at the end of each month. But we've got a lot of new cereal to cover now, so let's dive right in. I want to start with one that I've been excited to try, and that's new Fruity Pebble Waffles from Post. And I guess it's actually called Fruity Pebble Waffles, because that exclamation point there on the box. Now this is the mashup that nobody knew they wanted. Well, I guess that's not really true since they did release those frozen Fruity Pebble Waffles last year. I never actually did try those, but I guess enough people liked them that Post was like, hey, this is a good flavor combination. Now, as we know, Post already has a crazy addictive waffle cereal called Waffle Crisp, and since Post makes Fruity Pebbles, they probably figured why not add some Fruity Pebbles to Waffle Crisp, and here you go. It has Fred and Barney there in the box, so you can see it says crunchy, fruity blasted waffle shapes, and the enlarged pieces looks like they have Fruity Pebble specks baked right into those pieces. We'll get a closer look in a second. First, let's take a look at the back of the box. It says here you can create your own Fruity Pebbles Waffles comic story. It has a bunch of comic panels here. You can draw in the blank spaces and write the story as Fred and Barney look like they try to find Fruity Pebbles Waffles in a dark cave or something. And then you can go to createwithpebbles.com where you can see other comics that people have created and uploaded. Now, before we open this, let me just say this stuff has a very strong syrup smell, just like Waffle Crisp. You can smell it right through the box. It's pretty intense, so I'll be interested to see if that Fruity Pebbles flavor can overcome that Waffle Crisp flavor. All right, let's open up this box and take a look. So here's what a bowl of Fruity Pebbles waffles looks like. You can see the Waffle Crisp cereal pieces have tiny little rainbow specks of Fruity Pebbles blasted right onto them. It's a fun shaped and fun colored cereal. And I will say that Fruity Pebbles smell does come through as well. Let's hit them with some milk and give them a try. Wow, that's really good. I was worried the Waffle Crisp syrupy flavor would overpower the Fruity Pebbles, but it's actually a really good balance of both flavors. It kind of starts with that Fruity Pebbles flavor and then the Waffle Crisp flavor hits you later on. This is a really good mashup. It's the best of both worlds. Kind of makes me want to try those Fruity Pebble waffles that I never tried. It's funny because I feel like you could probably recreate this cereal just by adding Fruity Pebbles to a bowl of Waffle Crisp. But in that case, the Fruity Pebbles would probably get soggy too quickly, sink to the bottom. This way, they're both mixed together perfectly, already for you. This is definitely a keeper. I definitely recommend this if you like either Fruity Pebbles or Waffle Crisp. Now, since we're talking about waffles, let's move on to another new waffle cereal, this one from General Mills, and it's Cinnamon Toast Crunch Waffle. No exclamation point on this box, it's not even plural, it's just waffle. Now, as you know, Cinnamon Toast Crunch has dabbled in other shapes for their brand, like cinnamon mini buns or cinnamon churros, so waffles doesn't seem like too far of a stretch. Now, personally, nothing beats the OG Cinnamon Toast Crunch for me. I love those delicious, crispy rice and wheat squares. So while I appreciate them trying new things, they're usually underwhelming compared to the original cereal. So you can see here on the front, they have the crazy square waffle guys and then a large view of the cereal there and those little waffle pieces. Now let's take a quick look at the back of the box, and no surprise there. Just a bunch of crazy square waffles, no fun games or activities, which is probably my only critique of the Cinnamon Toast Crunch brand. They're kind of lazy and never do anything fun on the back of their boxes, but let's open up this stuff and take a look. So here's what a bowl of Cinnamon Toast Crunch waffle looks like. You can see the little pieces with the 9 indentations. They're flatter than Waffle Crisp, which has a kind of cube shape. I do like these flatter pieces, and they have a nice dusting of cinnamon sugar on them. Let's hit them with some milk and give them a try. It's got a nice Cinnamon Toast Crunch flavor, and there's that maple syrup flavor there too. It's not bad, and if you like Waffle Crisp, I definitely recommend giving this a try, see how it compares for you. Personally, I like Waffle Crisp better than this, and I like regular Cinnamon Toast Crunch better than this. I do appreciate the flavor combination here, but I could just mix Cinnamon Toast Crunch with Waffle Crisp and keep that superior texture of the original Cinnamon Toast Crunch cereal. All right, let's stay with General Mills for a minute and move on to another new variety of one of their classic brands. This is new chocolatey chocolate Lucky Charms. Now, I know what you're thinking, that's not new, Gabe. We've already had a chocolate Lucky Charms. And you're right, we have, but what makes this one different is it comes with 2 chocolatey flavored marshmallows in the shapes of stars and moons. Not really a revolutionary idea. They've had flavored marshmallows before. Way back in the day, they had lime flavored marshmallows in Froot, which I never got to try. And I think the monster cereals these days still do have flavored marshmallows in there. So I guess this is basically Count Chocula. Because remember, for these Lucky Charms varieties, they don't use the oat recipe, they make these with corn flour instead, which is what they do with the Monster cereals these days too. So if you really want that old school Monster cereal feel, you gotta mix the chocolate Cheerios, which are our oat recipe, with some chocolate marshmallows from this cereal, I guess. Let's take a look at the back of the box real quick. You can see they have both English and Spanish on the back of this box. I wonder if that's unique for my region because I live in Southern California, or if that's all boxes of this cereal. Lucky just tells you the powers that all of his Lucky Charms give him. I feel like these magical powers have kind of been retconned into the lore of Lucky Charms, but it's cool to see that Lucky can use the blue moon as an invisibility cloak or something, I guess. Now you already know what this cereal looks like. You've seen chocolate Lucky Charms before, but I guess let me break out the two new marshmallows to show you. So there you go, you can see them there. There's the chocolate star and chocolate moon. Yeah, and they're chocolatey, tasty marshmallows. They're not super strong in flavor. I don't think they'll make this cereal chocolatey chocolate, if you will. And it's weird to keep all the bright, vividly colored marshmallows still mixed in there like regular Lucky Charms. But I do appreciate the flavored marshmallows, and I guess I wish they'd try that in more cereals moving forward. All right, let's cover one more General Mills cereal. This one is a new flavor of their Loaded brand, and it's called Birthday Cake Loaded. Now you'll remember they used Trix, Cocoa Puffs, and Cinnamon Toast Crunch as their first 3 test flavors for this Loaded brand. Well, I guess that's not entirely true. You'll remember they first released this cereal as Phillows back in the day, and they used Cinnamon Bun by Pillsbury and I think a Hershey's Chocolate as the first 2 flavors for it. I think I made a video about that cereal a few years back, but they discontinued that cereal, rebranded it as Loaded, and used some of their recognizable brands to promote it. Now this new birthday cake flavor is a bit of a departure from that strategy. I guess they really wanted a birthday cake cereal, not like we haven't seen tons of those before, and since General Mills doesn't have a birthday cake flavored cereal brand, they opted for this route. Apparently there were early mock-ups of this box for this birthday cake loaded cereal that used Cookie Crisp as the pairing, but that didn't really make a lot of sense. I mean, they have had a birthday cake flavored Cookie Crisp, but that's not what it's known for. Now you all know my dislike of Crave cereal, and this General Mills Loaded brand seems like it's trying to be a clone of that cereal, so I'm not super excited for this. I did love General Mills Hidden Treasure cereal back in the day. Those were little pillows filled with tart and tangy fruit frosting, and those pieces had more of a crisp shell, almost like a Cinnamon Toast Crunch square. Whereas Crave is too big, too dense, and too weedy for my taste, and I don't love the rich chocolate filling either. These Loaded cereals are somewhere in between Crave and Hidden Treasures. Let's take a quick look at the back of the box here. They have a crown filled with cereal and tell you to go to livinloadedcereal.com and show them how you live cereal rich. On that website, you can buy merch like a robe and a spoon with a jade roller. I don't know, I'm clearly not the right demographic for this. All right, let's open up this stuff and take a look. So here's what a bowl of birthday cake loaded cereal looks like. You can see the little pillows have a pink birthday cake color to them. They're still a little big, kind of like Crave. I feel like there's some cereal that's just better to eat as a dry snack, and these pieces fall into that category. But let's hit them with some milk and give them a try. Yeah, it's got a strong birthday cake flavor to it. You got a little of that vanilla cream filling that comes out, kind of reminds you of like the frosting on the cake. Overall, it's not a terrible cereal. I like the flavor just fine. Though I do think eating too much of these birthday cake flavored cereals gets a bit nauseating. And honestly, I'd rather munch on this stuff as a dry snack than add milk to it, where it gets soggy pretty quickly. And let's be honest, this entire Loaded cereal brand, it's gonna be gone in a year or two. The public is not clamoring for this stuff. Now, if they brought back Hidden Treasures, that would be a different story. Now, before I move on from General Mills, I should briefly mention the new Cheerio varieties. Well, actually, only one of them is a new flavor. They have new Peach Mango Cheerios here, limited edition. It's a classic cereal with that oat recipe, and they do a great job infusing it with those flavors. I feel like this one probably could have just been mango flavored since they already had a peach flavored Cheerios before. And the mango flavor in this one is kind of subtle. I feel like it's a little stronger with the peach flavor. But again, I always pick these up and enjoy the new seasonal varieties. They've also brought back Fruity Cheerios as well as Team Cheerios for the Olympics this summer. This Team Cheerios is a frosted berry version like the one they released 4 years ago, not like the original Team Cheerios they released in 1996, which was a frosted multigrain flavored version. All right, now let's move on to Kellogg's. Now there's been a Kellogg's boycott going on that I've been participating in. I made a video on my TikTok about it. It was supposed to be for the second quarter of the year, which means from April to the end of June, but we're in July now, so I went ahead and picked up a few new cereals from them. If you are choosing to continue the boycott, hey, I applaud you and support your dedication there, but I am reluctantly back to buying some of their cereals. So let's talk about 2 of those new cereals. First up, we got new Crumble cookie cereal. Now I'm not gonna give you a long rundown about the Crumble cookie brand brand. I'm sure you're already familiar with it. Personally, I'm not a huge fan. I don't love those underbaked, crumbly, soft cookies, but my wife loves them, so it's a personal preference. I just prefer the crispier type of cookie. And lucky for me, this is a cereal, so it's gonna be a crispier type of cookie than those underbaked crumble cookies. Now, I know you look at this box and you think, it just looks like a chocolate chip cookie cereal. We've seen that before. There's Cookie Crisp, there's Chips Ahoy cereal. But actually, no, there's no but. That's exactly what this is. Just a cereal we've seen many times before. I guess this is just Kellogg's first foray into the chocolate chip cookie cereal. First, I guess let's take a look at the back of the box here. It's just basically an ad for Crumble cookies where they tell you about the founders and how the franchise started in Utah in 2017, and then show you just big chocolate chip cookies along with some Crumble facts, and then a bowl of the underwhelming looking cereal. Now, as you can see from this map here, it looks like Crumble is in every state. They're all over the place. They franchised very quickly and have blown up over the past 2 years. My personal hot take is that this map is gonna look very different in 5 years with a drastic reduction of franchises. I think they've grown too big too quickly, and I don't think it's sustainable, especially with a product that I don't think has staying power. It's been like 7 years since they launched, and they still don't have a vegan, dairy-free, or gluten-free cookie on their rotating menu, and that's kind of crazy in 2024. So we'll see. Maybe they'll continue to expand and prove me wrong. But back to the cereal, let's open up this stuff and take a look. So here's what a bowl of Crumble cereal looks like. I mean, it's really bland looking. Those don't even look like chocolate chip cookies. They don't compare in shape to Cookie Crisp or Chips Ahoy cereal. Just feels like another overall failure from Kellogg's to me. But let's hit them with some milk and give them a try. Yeah, so just the underwhelming, kind of bland chocolate chip cookie flavor. And when I say chocolate chip, I'm being generous because there's very little chocolate flavor in these things. It's bland, it's boring, it doesn't compare to either Cookie Crisp or Chips Ahoy cereal, neither of which are particularly great cereals either. The OG Cookie Crisp from back in the day had a great recipe, but that was when it was with Ralston. Since General Mills took it over, it's never been as good. And it also seems kind of weird because the people who love those soft underbaked crumble cookies are not necessarily the same audience for a crispy cereal. So I don't know who this is for. I guess kids see the Crumble brand and tell their parents to buy them a box of this. But anyway, let's move on to another new Kellogg cereal. And that would be the new Froot Loops variety, Froot Loops Scoops. This is a potentially fun summer cereal that I'm kind of excited about. You can see on the box it says Rainbow Sherbet Scoops, and then up top there it's got Toucan Sam with the ice cream cone stacked with a bunch of rainbow colored sherbet. That's the perfect cool treat for a hot summer day, and apparently this cereal comes with that mouth cooling technology that we've seen in their icy cereal and Elf on the Shelf cereal they had as well. Now, just full disclosure, neither of those cereals really worked with the cooling technology for me, so I don't know, maybe it's one of those things where you have a gene where cilantro tastes like soap, and I have a gene where I just can't taste the cooling technology. Maybe my mouth is broken. I don't know what's wrong, but hopefully this one's different. The only different thing I see in the ingredients is calcium carbonate, which is the main ingredient in Tums. It's sort of like an acid reducer. So maybe that's what does it? I don't know. Anyway, the traditional loops in this cereal are replaced with little ice cream balls there. They look like they come in the same Froot Loops colors, but we'll see in a second. First, let's take a look at the back of the box. Now, this is the kind of box I love. They don't skimp on the games or activities, and that's what you want on the back of a cereal box. Stuff for you to do while scarfing down your bowl of cereal. They have a spot the difference game, a little maze-like thing, and a hidden object game. And then you can scan the QR code to head over to Froot Loops World. All right, let's open up this stuff and take a look. So this is what a bowl of Froot Loops Rainbow Sherbet Scoops looks like. You can see the little ice cream scoop balls and the bright vivid colors of red, orange, yellow, green, blue, and purple. Let's hit this stuff with some milk and give it a try. So it doesn't have the same flavor as Froot Loops, which I guess is expected since it's called Rainbow Sherbet Froot Loops instead. It's definitely not as good as traditional Froot Loops. I can't say that I love it. And I'd like to tell you I'm getting that cooling sensation, but once again, I'm just coming up empty-handed. Maybe if I inhale some cool air while I'm eating it. No, nothing. I got nothing. Apparently this does work. My friend Dan at Seriously.net says he does get that cooling sensation, so I guess my mouth is just broken. But even if it did work, I don't think it would make up for the disappointing flavor of this cereal. This one is definitely not a keeper for me, but the box art is really cool. Okay, so I have one more new cereal to try here with you, and it comes from Post, and I'm surprisingly excited about this one. It's called Frosted Chocolate Cake Cereal. Now, if you've watched my videos in the past, which obviously you have, you know that I'm not a huge chocolate cereal fan, but this one does seem interesting, and it's not even revolutionary in concept. Maybe it's just this really beautiful box art here. I love the stark white background. You have the chocolate cake pieces there that look delicious. Now, at first glance, it looks like it's just Frosted Mini Wheat cereal, but you see they're chocolate Frosted Mini Wheats and it looks like there's some chocolate chips in the pieces. The front of this box does a great job of getting your mouth watering for some delicious chocolate cake. Let's take a look at the back of the box. So not much to look at here, some writing about chocolate cake, but they do sort of break down the idea of the cereal, saying it's deliciously frosted, made with chocolate chips, and has 8 delightfully crunchy chocolatey layers. That's kind of clever to have the layers of the shredded mini wheat represent an 8-layered chocolate cake. So let's open up this stuff and take a look. So here's what a bowl of new frosted chocolate cake cereal from Post looks like. You can see the large chocolatey mini wheat pieces, all with a good covering of frosting. And it's hard to make out if there's little chocolate chip pieces in them, but when you break them open and get a closer look, you can see, I'm not sure if you can see it there are little small chocolate chip pieces in them. Let's hit them with some milk and give them a try. Wow, that is a pretty good chocolatey cereal. I'm a big fan of frosted mini wheats. I don't know if I've ever had a chocolate frosted mini wheat before, but it's really good. There's a good amount of frosting on each piece. I like the layers of the frosted mini wheats representing the layers of the chocolate cake. And you get that strong, rich chocolate flavor with those chocolate chips coming through. It's a shame this is only limited edition because I feel like this could be a hit if it stuck around permanently. Which leads me to another limited edition cereal that I wish stuck around permanently, and that's this new blueberry pie from Great Value Walmart brand. Now this isn't a new cereal, it's just a repackaged, repurposed version of blueberry muffin tops from Malt-O-Meal years ago. You remember that cereal, right? It's one of my friend Justin McElroy's favorite cereals of all time. And they seem to discontinue that and then repackage it and reintroduce it time and time again, only for a limited time. But this blueberry pie cereal is so freaking good. I've talked about versions of blueberry muffin tops before, so I'm not gonna do a deep dive of it right now. But I just really wish Walmart or Malt-O-Meal would make this a permanent brand. It needs to be on shelves forever. It's one of the best cereals out there. All right, so I guess that's it for new cereals for 2024. There might be a few that I've missed. I know there's a new Wednesday cookies and cream cereal they just released in Canada. I had a friend send me that one. It should be here any day now. I think Kellogg's plans to release that one in the US later in the year, probably around Halloween time. And speaking of Halloween, they've already broken some news about the Monster cereals this year. Count, Frank, and Boo will be returning along with the new Monster, Carmella Creeper. And this time they have their pets with them, which include new marshmallows in each cereal and a mashup Frightful Friends cereal as well. But we'll talk about that one closer to October. In the meantime, please offer your suggestions in the Patreon comments about what other cereal time videos you'd like to see here once a month. Some people mentioned doing a video about cereal box prizes, though I'm not really well versed in that topic. But basically anything else, I can do a new cereal I haven't covered, one of my old boxes that I haven't talked about yet. I can discuss old cereal commercials, maybe do a blind taste test of generic versus name brand. I'm open to anything, so please offer up your ideas and suggestions about what future cereal time videos you'd like to see. And don't forget there'll be a bonus roll for cereal video on the 15th of each month, as well as a live at the end of each month where I'll try to do some giveaways and just have some fun. And if you find yourself craving more cereal content, remember there's always cereal time on TikTok. All right, well as always, thank you for watching, and until next time, stay crunchy. Let's try one more time. No, I got nothing.